Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my vendors event recap with you guys. And I just wanted to talk to you about a little bit of business networking, what sold, what didn't sell. So if you're interested in the video, let's get into this video. Okay, you guys. I have my computer in front of me and my notes, and I'm just gonna talk to you. So if you see me looking down a little bit, that's what I'm looking at, my computer and my notes here, so that I can discuss some of the things that I wanna talk to you about. This was a vendors event. It was actually a fall vendors event that I went to, geared more towards fall and Christmas. So when I was designing concepts, I did my concepts geared towards fall and Christmas. I had a few concepts that were just all around gifts, but most of them were geared towards fall and Christmas. So let's get into some pointers here. I'm going to tell you that I did network a lot, and I did pretty well at this vendors event. My area that I had wasn't a big area. I had about 3 tables, and I set them up nice, like not having everything on surface level of the table, but sit them up high, like take like bins and stuff and sit on top of each other to bring the eye up, instead of having someone look down at the table like this. You know, when you go in stores and you look on the racks and stuff, you're usually looking up. So when you're setting up your vendors event, you want to set up your vendors event as if you were looking to make the eye go up at an angle, make them go up, make your eyes go up all around instead of just looking at a flat surface. So that's one of my pointers that I want to tell you about. The next thing I want to talk about is always have your business cards available. I have a little key code, I guess I forgot what you call that little code that they can scan with their phone, and then they could just have my information just by scanning that little code. It's almost like when you go to the restaurants and you take your camera and you scan the actual little code, and then it shows you all the information, the menu or anything else you want to know about the restaurant. So it's something like that. But I also have business cards and everything that I always put on the table. All right, the next thing, let's see. I didn't walk around very much because I was there most of the time. My daughter was only able to come with me for a little bit of the time that I was there. So I was able maybe to walk a little bit around the vendor event just to see what others had, you know, what type of items everybody was selling, what I can bring to my table. So let's see what else I want to tell you. I just want to tell you that I did pretty well. I made my vendors feedback, and I also made more money. So I'm gonna say I probably sold about 60% of the stuff that I took, maybe 70%. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really get into that part yet. So let's go into what sold and what didn't sell. Okay. As far as baskets, taking baskets, at certain events, depending upon where you're setting up at, what location you're at, what type of vendors event you're at, if you're downtown selling at a vendor event, if you're at a school selling some of your items, if you're at a church selling some of your items, even at a hotel if you're selling items there at a vendor event. So as far as baskets, I took 6 baskets with me and I sold 2. And the 2 that I sold were more geared towards the fall holiday. The one was, I did in a video, it was a black and gold with a silver container that I purchased from Dollar Tree. I sold one of those, and I think I sold 2 of those. So I actually sold 3. I sold 3 baskets, but 2 of them were the ones that were geared towards the holiday, the gold, black, and ivory color one. I sold 2 of those. And I sold one of the ones that was, it was a little tin container, and it had the welcome sign as the backer, but it had the burlap around it. And I did a video on that, so if you want to check out that, go back to my videos and check out that one. So I sold one of those. So this event that I went to, I wanted to take more of grab and go, a lot of grab and go gifts, because for one, my area that I had was not that big. And usually when someone is walking around at this particular vendor's event that I went to, they're not selling a lot of baskets there. So I did good on this part, because one time I went to a vendor's event and I learned from that. And I took a lot of baskets before when I attended a vendor's event. It just didn't work for me. So I learned from that experience to when I'm going again, that I can take a few of those, but I don't take too many, if you get what I'm saying. It all depends on what size area you have. If you have a big enough area where you can bring your baskets and you just bring them just to have them there in case someone wants them, that's fine. But from my experience of vending at a vendor's event like a fall festivals and areas, something that's geared towards the holiday, from my experience, I didn't do well with the baskets. Like I said, I brought 6 of them and I sold 3. So let me see what else I can tell you. My best seller was, I don't know, I did so. My cutting boards, the cutting boards that I just did a video on, the one with the bells, I sold all 6 of them. The one with the little bells. And I have a video, so if you want to go back and see which one that one is, go back and check that video out. I sold all of them, and I sold 2 of the large ones. So I sold 8 in total. I took 12 of them and I sold 8. And I also, with the cutting boards, I took one of the large ones and I gifted them to the person that was hosting the actual vendor's event, just to say thank you and give her a nice gift. So I just wanted to give back. You know, it was very nice for her to accept me at the last minute. Well, I would say would be the last minute, when other people had applied way before me. So she had a spot that came open and she just put me in. So I wanted to say thank you. So the next thing was, usually when I'm doing vendor's event, I put out like bracelets. I order a lot of bracelets from Amazon and I just sit the bracelets out. What I do is I take them and put them in the little white boxes from Dollar Tree. And they're all different types of bracelets. Bracelets for kids, bracelets geared towards the holidays, any type of themed bracelets. So I had silver ones, gold ones, all different types of bracelets, and I just take them and put them in one of those little white boxes and I sit them out. So let's see, how many did I sell? I took 20 of them and I sold 16 of them. So I sold 16 of the bracelets. I had 4 that I brought back home. And then I also do bookmarkers that I make, and I make them on my own, design them and everything. And I usually take those and I put them in a little basket, and I just sit them there in a little area. They're the long bookmarks, like the bigger bookmarks. They're not the little small ones, they're the big ones. And I made some Christmas ones, and I made some religious ones. I made some Christmas ones, and I just set them in the basket, and people were just coming up, picking them up. And what I do for those is I take the little Amazon has like a little clear, little small bags that you could just stick them in and they seal on their own. So I just put them in that little basket and they sold. So I did really well on those, and those were sold for a little nothing. They weren't very expensive gifts, just something they can put in their, take with them and put in their a stocking or something if they have someone that likes to read. So they were able to purchase those as well. All right, what else? Let's see. I'm trying to pull up some more of my stuff on here. Making sure I'm telling you everything. And the next thing I sold was the blue and white and gold boxes. I put 2 items in and I did a video on those. And I took 12 of them. I took 6 of each color and I sold all the fall ones. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back through my videos and you'll see the items. I think it says items, gifts under $4 or something is the title on the video. So go back and see that video if you don't know which ones I'm talking about. But they were the ones with the white boxes and the ones with the blue boxes. One was geared more towards fall and one was geared more towards Christmas. I sold all of the fall ones and I took 6 of those. And I think I sold 1 of the Christmas ones. So 7 of those. Yeah. All right. Next thing that I'm going to tell you is my hot cocoa tower. I took 6 of those and I sold 4 of those. Everybody was they just was in awe with that gift. I mean, and that gift that I did was just a gift that I do for my family. I do it for my children. I do it so each one of my daughters can take to their home. And so I just decided to do that gift and sell it. And I took 6 of them and I sold 4. So that gift was to sit that on my table, that gift, I feel like that gift drawed people to my table for some reason. I don't know if it was how it was, I had it sitting up there on the table or just from it being like in the tower. Even the kids were coming over telling their mom to come and look at the tower. So, like I said, I sold 4 of those. And for the kids, I had like little, not the squishmallows, not the big ones, but I had like, for Dollar General, I purchased a bunch of like little squishy things for little kids. And the only thing I did with that, y'all, was I had a little basket and I put those little things inside of a basket with a ribbon tied around it. And the kids came over and was just picking them up. And I sold all of them. I'm not talking about the big squishmallows or stuff like that, like the stuffed animals, but they were like a what's the material? Something about, this material is a material that my daughter don't like my grandkids to play with. It almost reminds you of slime, but they weren't slime. It was like a squishy, and when you press them, one end gets bigger and the other end, it's just weird. But kids like that kind of stuff. I sold some of those, and then I took the little poppets where the kids pop the little, you know, they play with them and they pop the little pops. I don't know what you call the thing. Little poppet things. They pop. And I sold quite a bit of those for kids. Again, I had bracelets for kids. What else did I have? And for Dollar General, no. And for the boys, the little boys, I had like the little Hot Wheel cars, nothing fancy. I didn't have them in no bag or anything. The only thing I had, just the Hot Wheel car itself, and in the package it comes in. Tied a little ribbon around it, and I stuck a bunch of Hot Wheel cars in a basket, and they sold. Let's see what else I can tell you that sold. You know, if you watch my videos during the time when I was getting ready, I made some wire baskets. They were gold wire baskets. And I took 6 of those. And let's see, I can't remember how many I sold. Yeah, I took 6 of those and I sold 4 of those. So they sold pretty well. I also took the Christmas boxes, the little polka dot boxes. They were gold and white. I did them on a video. I sold all of them. What else? I already told you about the baskets. Okay, from the men's gifts, I took 6 gifts. Little small grab and go gifts, because I just wanted to test the waters a little bit and just see how my men gifts did. I did sell a couple of men bracelets. I think I sold 3 of them. And then I sold 6 little grab and go gifts for men. And I did not do them on camera. But I want to tell you something about men's gifts. When we're doing gifts, we're more prone to doing things for women. But we can't forget about our men, y'all. I did, even though after I sold out all of the 6 men's gifts, I did have people coming up to me asking me about, did I have any more? And I had to tell them that I sold out of them. So for next time, I know that I need to make more gifts tailored toward men. So if you have vendor events coming up, make sure you take some men's gifts, y'all, so that you don't miss out on money. And you can do simple things with men's gifts. So it doesn't have to be a big elaborate gift. It could be just, you know, something simple. If they have a beard, you could do stuff for their beard. If any man like a wallet with nice little cologne or whatever you want to put in there, shaving cream or whatever, you can make a shaving kit for men. You can make a beard kit for men. So think about those things when you're doing gifts for men. It doesn't have to be a real big gift. The ones, like I said, the ones I had were simple. They were beard kits. And they sold. Every last one of them sold. So always when you're doing a vendor event, think outside. Make sure you're having gifts for everybody. Not just for our women and our children. We got to think about the men and the young adults. I did have something like for older men, but I didn't have anything for like middle-aged teenagers. And for them, when I think about them, you can do like the Adidas bags and stuff that boys like. So we have to remember that, you know, when people are coming around looking, they're coming around looking to purchase gifts for everybody, not just for women. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the soup bowls that I made with the hand mitten and the scrubber, I think it was, I had in there. I had 6 of each color, and I sold all of the fall ones. I sold 6 of them, and the other ones, I think I sold the green one with the bumblebee. I think I sold 1 of those. So I did notice that because this was geared towards fall and Christmas, but I felt like some people were looking for things more for fall. I had some women coming up to me asking me for gifts. Did I have anything for like a hostess gifts? They were going to a party and they just wanted to take the hostess something. So then that's when I showed them the cutting boards, and then I showed them the actual the soup bowl gifts that I had. So those were a good hit for that. When the ones that I made with the polka dots, I had someone to take the polka dot boxes. I had someone to want a custom order for those. So those did really well. Simple, easy gifts that they could just grab and go. I did provide them with bags, and I purchased my bags that I provided them on Temu, and then I purchased some from Amazon. And some of them were Christmassy, and some of them were just a brown bag with a handle. And then I tied like a little ribbon on it that says Merry Christmas. So I'll leave a link for those in the description. So if you want to purchase those, you can purchase those. That was just a little way I can give back to the people that were purchasing at my vendors event. So if you have events coming up, don't forget about the men, y'all. Like I said, I did okay. You know, I did a lot better than, you know, I did at some of my other ones. So I spoke with the lady that was in charge of the vending events. She usually hosts like this one and the one for around Christmas time. And she told me she was all booked up because I was trying to get into another one. But she told me if she had someone to cancel, that she would give me a call. So I'm waiting on that call, y'all. Y'all put in a prayer for me that she gives me a call so that I could just go and sell some more stuff, y'all, make some more money. You have vendor events coming up. I pray that you sell out. I pray that you do as well as you think you should be doing. Like I said, Christmas may be a better holiday. Even though I did pretty well, Christmas, if I go to the Christmas, I know that I'll do better at that one. So hopefully I get in, y'all. I hope you guys had a lovely Thanksgiving with your family. My Thanksgiving was really nice. I got invited to my daughter, so I had to travel to her home, and it was so nice. Everybody showed up. She cooked for everyone. So I was very proud of her just to see her in the kitchen cooking for everybody. She had everything already in place and all of that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to come on here and share some of my what I experienced with you guys. And if it'll help you, if you have any questions about the vendor event, just leave them down in the comments and I'll be more than happy to get back to you guys. If you're new to my channel, please consider like, comment, and subscribing. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. If you're one of my oldest, thank you so much for rocking with me, y'all. I just don't know what to say. You guys y'all make my heart so happy, I tell you. So until the next video, you guys, you have a safe and wonderful day. Bye-bye.